You know about this Disney streaming service? What is it? What are they calling it? Disney Plus. Disney Plus. Apple's got TV Plus. What is it with the Plus? Can we stop with the Plus? No? Everybody loves the Plus, you know? Anyway, apparently Disney and Apple are both committed to killing the idea of binge watching. And unfortunately, especially for guys like Vin back there, even Netflix is probably going to end binge watching at some point. And it's not because people don't love it. It's because of the way that people binge and what that means for them as a customer. Now, I'm not saying that Netflix is going to do this immediately. I'm just saying in the long term, there's an indication that the bingers are bad for business. And I'll tell you why, Will. You're probably wondering, what do you mean? Why? The bingers are the diehards. Well, it turns out a lot of the bingers think they can just dip in and dip out. So they'll see the marketing around a particular series and go, oh, I'm just going to sign up. I'm going to give you 1 month. I'll give you the $10. I'm going to dip in, check the series, and then I'll wait for the next series that I like. Essentially $7. That model doesn't support the $1 billion content catalog that they're creating. They need you to be reliable. They need to be able to bill you every month. And I didn't know people were using it like that, but I can see it. Why not? What's a hot show, Will? Give me a hot show. You did HBO Go for Game of Thrones, just got the subscription and bounced. But that's a more expensive subscription, I think. Is that like 17 or something like that? So anyway.
I mean, Stranger Things. That's like a really binge watch.
Okay, Stranger Things. It's a hot show. All right. If you could get Stranger Things, watch it, enjoy it for what is the base Netflix subscription, $10 or whatever, isn't that a good trade? That's fine. You've got hours of entertainment for $10. Move on. And then you're going to know when they start to market that next series. Here's the problem. When you dip in and dip out and you're no longer a Netflix customer, how does Netflix talk to you? Well, now they have to go to traditional marketing methods, as you've seen, billboards, things like this. Those things are expensive. You don't want to be doing that for your old customers. You want to do that to acquire new customers who then hang around themselves. So how do you make a person hang around guaranteed? You give them the drip. You feed them the drip. Well, you know this.
Once a week?
You know this. You don't give it all at once.
No.
They're going to overdose.
Yeah.
You see how that goes? That's a bad customer.
Yeah.
Streaming
rehab.
Yeah, you hit them with the drip a little bit at a time. You got to keep them ticking. You got to keep them breathing. So they're there. They're not binging all at once and then going somewhere else for their content. So anyhow, Netflix started to recognize that, and it has some upcoming shows that are not going to be bingeable. Do I have the actual show here? I don't have it listed in front of me, but they're going to do, here it is, Great British Baking Show is an example of a show that Netflix previously would have had be one of the bingeable titles. It will not be bingeable. You're finding a few others here. You can imagine them bringing this concept forth with other shows as well, and it's going to be like TV where you have to sit around and wait. So Disney and Apple, they're on the sideline, right? Because they're launching their very own Netflix competitors, and they get to sit there and build their thing from the ground up with an emphasis on the idea of longevity. And so they could say, okay, the binge watchers cooled off on Netflix because Netflix was like skyrocketing forever. And then in the last quarter, they cooled off a bit and everyone's like, ooh, maybe there's some chinks in the armor there as far as Netflix is concerned. Maybe it's not all golden. Maybe customers are moving on. So Disney got to witness that. Apple got to witness that. And they basically have both said, look, we're going to be releasing on a more traditional basis. You're going to get an episode a week. It's going to be like TV.
Wait. So if it's a slow trickle, can't you just subscribe when the season is over and you just binge watch?
Sure you could, but then you're not around the
friend. You're not missing the hype.
You're not around the hype that your friends want to talk about it. And, Stranger Things comes out and everybody on Twitter. And then that's at that moment you go, oh, I need to know about this because all my friends are talking about it. I give them the 10, I watch it all, and then I leave. You see? So it's not such a... Anyway, in the case of Disney, they've got a lot of experience, background in the media business. They've got sports channels, TV channels, the whole thing. So they probably know this when it comes to subscriptions. They're going to use some of that knowledge, including what happened to Netflix, to design their subscription around that model. And they even went a step further. In Disney's case, they're incentivizing the idea of paying for an entire year. So they're giving you a hefty discount if you sign up for a whole year because they want the behavioral stuff. They want you to think you can't possibly live without it. And they definitely don't want to give you the whole thing off the bat for $7 or $8 or $10. That's the thing. So I believe this is the beginning of the end for binging. It will probably always be there when it comes to like old shows, things that have already aired. But in terms of original content, I don't think the model actually maps out from a revenue perspective.
Yeah. They
got to keep you around. It's got to take you time, a couple months to watch the Stranger Things, so then they know that they got you on the hook for $30 instead of 10. You see how that goes?
Do you binge watch at all?
No, I don't watch it. You know what?
I know, but like previously.
I have binged. I mean, like way back in the day, even pre-Netflix, I remember binging The Wire.
Okay.
You know the TV show, The Wire. What have I binged? Maybe True Detective? What was that even on? I don't remember. I'm sure I've binged something. I just can't think of what right now.
Game of Thrones, the first season. Did you watch that?
I watched the first season of Game of Thrones, but I don't know I'd call it a binge because I definitely didn't like watch it in 1 or 2 or 3. Like it was also over time just because of time constraints on my behalf. Actually, I can't recall. The Wire probably was the last time I binged something. Oh, you know what? I binged Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Okay.
Maybe like 3 or 4 episodes. I wasn't really binging, though, because it was just kind of on in the background. Is that binging?
Yeah.
Vin says that's not binging, but I feel like that's sort of binging in the sense that if they didn't have them all sitting there and they came out week after week, I couldn't do that. I couldn't just put it on and leave it. So it was like a semi-binge. But anyway, no, I'm not really a binger to begin with. I don't have that kind of time, Willie do. I'm trying to live life. I told you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to live life.
Nowadays.
You know, nowadays, there's a lot of things going on in the real world, so I get out. I get outdoors as well. I told you this.
I hear you.
I'm trying to explain to you. You're going outdoors. Sidetrack. Willie Doo's going camping this weekend.
Yeah.
Heading up to Tobermory. It's a beautiful thing, right?
The way that you say it.
How do you say it?
Bruce Peninsula.
Oh, you want to be more? Oh, okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Oh, okay.
Tobermory.
Anyway, it's like a beautiful place.
Yeah,
it's a great place to camp. He's going to get outdoors. And of course, as you know, we recommend you do the same. It's okay to binge, but you breathe some air. Put the vape away for a second, you know. You know what I'm saying, Will? All right. So